Hello and welcome to the JTrain podcast. It's a Chit Chat Wednesday, and today's guest is Chris Lamberth. He is a fantastic comedian who's going to be performing in Boston very soon, and then at Caveat on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, he's taping a special, and that's in a couple months. So I want you all to go get tickets for his show and be a part of his special taping because he's hilarious. We get into so many different subjects, a lot about like working on sets. He does a lot of acting. Also, we talk about movies, he's a big movie guy, and we talk about dating. And a lot of this is just two dudes talking about kind of the highs and lows of going out with women and trying to, find someone. So I think this is a fun episode. It's a great conversation. Enjoy. Welcome to the new JTrain podcast. Hello and welcome to the JTrain podcast. This is JTrain, Jared Freid, coming to you live from the West Village of Manhattan. That's right, every Wednesday is a Chit Chat Wednesday. I have on a comedian, a friend, an expert. I think I have all three today because I have a friend, a comedian, and I would say, and we're going to get into this, I haven't told him yet, but I love hearing him talk about movies. So I want to talk a little bit about movies, but very excited to have Chris Lamberth here. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Jared. It's been a long time coming. It's been, 10 years since I did this.
Too
So
long.
too long, man. Great to
And
see you, man.
it's great to see you, and you have a special you're taping that we want everyone to go to. So that's where we start because we want everyone to go to your show. It is at Caveat on the Lower East Side on June 27th. We want people to go and be a part of a fun taping. That room you're doing it in, I love it, Caveat on the Lower East Side. It's a cool space.
Yeah, it really is. To me, I would call it the quintessential New York comedy room where it's like you
Mm-hmm.
go down into a basement and you do your thing. It's always
My
that's
camera
how
has motion sensors on it. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm
I
so
did
annoyed. I
see
just
that.
went to have a sip of my coffee, and the camera followed the coffee, and it's like, this is like, it's like
Yeah,
AI, like, like we're
sure.
like in the first run of AI, we're like, oh my God, it like wrote, what I didn't want it to write, and then like it's gonna get better at some
Early
point, like
stages.
this is early stages of a camera following you. Okay, I think you're right though. Caveat, down a basement. It's also not of the basements. I would say it's an elite basement. Like,
Yes. Oh, for
like
sure. For
I would
sure.
say,
Oh, very much so. I had seen my buddy Brandon Collins, who is going to be producing the special. He had his Drunk Black History show there
right.
right before COVID hit. And I said, wow, this is a really nice space. And then he was producing a show there during the New York Comedy Festival last fall, and I he asked me to do a spot for this young improv group, sketch group called A Time to Kill, and I did a guest spot there, and I was like, man, this is so cool, and the vibe, the energy was great. All these young artists there. It felt like summer stock, but it was
You're
November in the city.
you're absolutely right. It's like rug on the ground. It's like it's very
Hmm.
like it's hip. It's lower. It's like it's almost like this Lower East Side like relic or like kind
Yeah.
of if summer stock is the right way to put it because it feels like you're in like Bob like what's it called times like your Bob Dylan times like you showed up to the
Mm.
Village and I opened for someone there and it was a really fun space but I think most of all and Chris is a hilarious comic and you're going to love
Thanks.
watching his show and being a part of a special taping which is cool in itself but like if you're sitting here looking for a win as far as like a date night is concerned, like let me show you my New York, you're going to look cool for bringing someone to this place after a dinner on the Lower East Side, or maybe you do a couple drinks, Lower East Side,
Yeah.
you go out on Ludlow, and then you make your way, a little bit, I think it's south on Ludlow, and you end up in this like very New York experience. And I was once, I was on a date. I'll never forget it. I got brought to this very nice restaurant on a date. Okay. And there was a guy next to us at the date, and he was with this like younger girl. Like, when you see someone on a date and you're like, how did these two get together? You're
I
like,
saw that this weekend. Yeah.
you did? Like,
Yeah.
you're like, where did this come from? And like,
Hmm.
I was kind of looking at them, and then I'm on my date, and like, we're both kind of like, what's their deal? It kind of felt, I was like, and whatever, towards the end of the date, I think the girl he was with knew who I was, and like, he got a little bit of like drunk courage, and he was like, so I heard you're a big old something, huh? And I'm like, nah, I don't know, man. Like I didn't know how to answer it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the woman, and then like he did this whole, it was kind of embarrassing. He was a little drunk, and then the woman left, and I thought she was in the bathroom, and he starts talking to me and my date again, and I'm
Oh,
like, and I go, what happened with? I go, how did you guys meet? Like to kind of like get some info, and he goes, oh, this is a first date, and I was like, really? And we were at like a nice restaurant, so I was like, what's the deal? He goes, she actually just left, and I go, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He goes, yeah, I make reservations, ahead of time, for prospective dates. And if no one comes, I'll just bring one of my boys. And I'm like, I didn't really believe the guy, but it did bring up like a fascinating idea that like, let's, like I'm thinking your show, someone listening right now, buy the tickets now. It's June 27th. You're thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do or where I'm going to be or who I'm going to be dating, but have these in your back pocket. And it's
yeah.
kind of like, and I don't think nice fancy restaurant is as smart for this plan. Like I think like this plan works when it's, Chris Lamberth show, like funny comic I heard on a podcast I listened to, and I just thought it would be cool if we like got some drinks and went to this show that I've been kind of looking forward to. Like that is like, whoa,
I love it.
something about this town, in a town that is so TikToked to death. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like where
Oh, yeah.
everyone's
I
going to
know
the
exactly what
same
you mean.
places. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot because I think it's kind of fitting that I'm doing it there because that's where I started. Like at New York Comedy Club and then comics and Ochi's
Mm-hmm.
Lounge on 14th and Ninth. And so after comics closed, I think around 2010 or 11, it was this big diaspora to Brooklyn. Everything moved to Brooklyn. But
Right.
before that, it was always like the Lower East Side. So Lolita Bar, all these bars, I don't even know if they're there anymore. But
Wasn't there
that was those were
O'Hanlon's or the
the
O'Hanlon's?
O'Hanlon's. I
Right.
think O'Hanlon's was O'Hanlon's on 14th and
And
First. Like, was
B.
that like
Or first, you're right, you're
okay,
right. But no, there's another one down
okay,
there on Ludlow that was like a big bar just these like basement like things
yes,
where you like open the door, and caveat where you're doing the special taping is the perfect example of that. Like you open the door and you're like, where did this world come from? And it's like, if
yes,
you want to be a stud or a studette or whatever you want to be, if you want to look like New York, because I just think like New York is in this time right now where it's either very young or old. And I think
hmm
like with how young it is, you're getting shown places that aren't that cool. Like
yeah,
like I kind of was out this weekend around the city. I'm taping this. I just got back from Australia. I'm like going through jet lag, and I'm walking through the West Village, and there's a party bus showing up to the West Village, and I'm like, if you see a party bus,
yeah,
you're in the wrong neighborhood. You are.
right,
I reacted to that party bus like someone died. I was like, fuck. Like I have to leave now. Like I
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was so mad because it's like party bus means you're in Times Square. You're in you're in the you're not ahead. You're behind. And it's
Women, if you're absolutely right, and like dating in the city. I remember taking someone who eventually became my girlfriend. We broke up, but I remember taking her to uh, a a concert in Bushwick,
Hmm.
and we were driving there. So we both live in New Jersey, and I said one of my favorite singers is performing at this place in Bushwick. Do you want to go? And she's like, sure. But you know Bushwick, doing shows out there. It's
Right.
kind of becoming the new Williamsburg, where it's starting, things are starting to sprout up. And she was like, where are you taking me? What
Right.
is this? Like, you see all these industrial warehouse buildings, and she's like, where are you? And you go to this place, and it's this really cool, hip place. And she's like, wow, this is great. Took her out to eat. No one in Bushwick. Very, very delicious.
It's
There's
great.
one on there's one on the uh east side. What is it?
They have a great
East
burger,
Village.
right?
They terrific, one of the best burgers I've ever had in the city, in
That's
my
what
opinion.
everyone's I've never
Yeah,
had it. I've
it's
been
good.
there and I had something else, and then like all of a sudden, again, to go back to like food reviews, they were like, "This is the
Sure.
burger," and I'm like, "Damn it,
Yes.
it's that good."
You you gotta get, and I've had their steak burger is really good, and then their one that's like kind of a smash burger is good. Women love it. They
Yeah,
they really dig it. Like, you can get these chopped cheese rice cakes, the wing the chicken's good there,
it's a
Korean fried
fusion.
chicken.
It's like an Asian fusion that like you'd never seen before. Like they're
Right.
doing fusion in a new way. But like
It's
I
it's
do think
terrific.
this is again, that woman became your girlfriend. Like you had an
Yeah.
interest, you had a thought in your head, and I don't think we realize is like, especially I think we know if you watch any breakup video on TikTok of women telling their horror stories. If you just come with like a little bit of something, you are doing
Right.
so much more than anyone ever expected of you. And so you said you're single before we started. You're single. How has
Yeah.
dating been? How are you meeting people? Give us what's give us the lowdown.
How much time you got, man? So I think you kind of prepped me just talking to you, just like as comics, as friends or whatever. And then, like, when I started dating, it was like, seriously, I got on Hinge and Bumble. Bumble is just, I've had no success on Bumble.
Right.
I can match with people, but I think sometimes women don't know that they have to reach out to you first. And
Right.
so it just kind of hit or miss. But Hinge, that's where I met my girlfriend. You you it is a lot like stand up, where it's like you have to try. You have to be yourself. You have to be ready. Oh, I got a show. Like, I had a date last night where I was like, I don't know if this girl, if she, this woman, are we having this date? And and then she said, yes, we are on for the date. We are confirmed. And I was like, okay, got to get ready. Got to make sure my shirt matches my shoes.
Right.
Got to make sure, I shave my beard, got the haircut. And we had a good time. We had fun.
That's great. I mean, that's a thing. I think that men, we kind of overlook the, like, to us it's fun. Like
Yeah.
there's like and it's kind of thoughtless. And I think the minute you realize, like, if you put a little thought into it, if you do that other thing that maybe just like the 5 minutes, and again, like, we have it easy, like I think, like, and all of our conversations aren't revolving around dating. I think, like, even us two talking about dating on a podcast, like, you don't even see that amongst straight men.
Hmm.
Like, this conversation of, like, how did the date go, and where did you take her, and what did you think
Yeah.
of her, and what did you talk about? Like, that's a table fodder that is not just a male thing.
Yeah, and I think like what you do on You Up, and you speak from a straight white male's perspective,
That's
but
right.
you're opening yourself up to say, well, I'm single, I'm looking for somebody. I think this guy might be thinking this, or he might be thinking that, or this is what I'm going through. And you're not shitting on women. You can talk about
No,
dating without, like, being on that red pill stuff or
right.
demeaning women. It's just like what I found, and I think maybe it's a therapy thing that I'm unlocking from therapy, where it's just like, uh I have some say in this too. Yes, you want the woman to like you and you want to connect with somebody, but it's like, oh, what do I want? Do I like this person?
Mm-hmm.
Do I think, well, this is this person somebody that I could build a relationship with? I was talking to this woman on Hinge. We matched. She liked me,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a cute woman. I think she might have been neighborhood fishing, which I know is a pet peeve of yours. She, she
Hood
said, "Oh,
fishing.
you're hood fishing,"
Yeah.
and she said, "Oh, you're cute," and I was like, "Oh, cool." I said, "It's nice to meet you. What do you do?" And she said, "Well, I'm a case manager, but I want to be a housewife." And
Okay.
I said, let me just have a little fun, but be honest with myself. I said, well, is that your dream? I wrote that to her. I said, is that your dream? And she said, no, with like 8 O's,
Right.
LOL. I said, oh, cool. Then we can actually talk. We can have a conversation. And she said, oh, so if I said yes, then you would have unmatched with me. And I was like, probably. 10 minutes later,
Right.
she unmatched.
Interesting. I mean it's funny that like when you ask that and she says no and is cute about it, like it is something that like you just want awareness. You just want like
Hmm.
someone to go, yeah, I know that's a little ridiculous for me to say. Like, it's a little bit like maybe again, like, and that could be someone's dream. Like, that's not to say
Yeah.
it couldn't, but it's like, can you have fun with the topic? We're sitting here on a dating
Yeah.
app. We don't know each other. Like, if that topic isn't like to be joked about, that like, hey, the new guy you just met who is on, like, you're under the umbrella of a dating app. Like, it's not
Right.
like you guys met randomly at a bar and like got in an argument of whether someone could dream to be a housewife or not. No, you were on a
Yeah.
dating app where the fear is to be like, oh my god, I'm with someone who doesn't want to do anything, and their
Right.
life is my responsibility. Like, so
Yeah. It's like, what do you want? What do you
right,
like?
like the
Because
no with the 1,000 O's is like fun and funny, and it's like to unmatch me. Like the
yeah.
further questions doesn't make sense to me. But like again, in the way you said, like I'm allowed to have a thought on this and think of our future
Hmm.
together. She is too, and I don't know, I don't know if she's going to find a lot of success with that line the next time or 30 times in a
Yeah.
row.
Because most people they'll say, yeah, I'm a case manager, but I really want to be a writer. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
oh, cool. What are you doing? Are you writing? What are you
Mm-hmm.
doing to get there? And I remember talking to a woman that I don't think in hindsight, I wasn't aggressive enough. And I'll go back to this other woman, but she did say something like, yeah, I work for the police department, but I really want to be a writer. And I said, what are you doing to write? And she said, well, I don't have time. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, wow, all right. I'm just saying I could probably
I,
relate. I have a day job. I do stand up, I
right.
act, I've done TV and film, but I still pursue my dream. And maybe it's something you could do too. But she got defensive about it.
That's
And
very
so,
funny. And it's
yeah.
like, because that's one of those things. It's like you're asking with a caring and open,
Yes.
open heart. Like, I do understand, like, and it just shows you we're signing up for these apps and everyone's
Hmm.
holding luggage of a certain kind.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
like some of that luggage is like, you know, a dad who asks them what they're doing with their writing degree from, from college, and they're like, I don't have the time. Like they're almost yelling at a
Yeah.
at a relative. That I
That's
had a
funny.
woman
I think
once.
you're right.
Right. And I had a woman once. She wrote me this message, and she wasn't asking any questions, and then I was like asking her questions based on the prompts that she put,
Right.
and she was like she was asking me if I, and then at one point she goes, I know you're a comedian. Are you like messing with me? And I'm like, is this for a bit? And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be like fun and flirty with what you got here.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know what else we could
Yeah.
even talk about. And it's like, that isn't me. That is like her insecurities being played out on,
Right.
And we all do that. Like, I mean, I've had things that like hit me and make me. I've done the thing where, I remember one time a woman and I matched, and then she was like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know I love your stuff, and I've already like gone out with your brother, so I just wanted to let you know that like, that this just that I'm a fan." And I'm like, you could have done that over DM. Like, it didn't have to happen after we matched on a dating app. Like, now that I know that you want to fuck me, let me just let you know I won't be fucking you. And I've been, and I think your brother's hot. And good luck with the comedy thing. Like, I was like, and I was hurt by that. But like, I don't think they did this. Again, I'm taking it.
But what did you say? What was your response? You weren't like, "Fuck you." I don't think you would.
I think it was just one of those rare dumpings on the app. Like, you never get dumped on the dating apps, which is like kind of crazy.
Right.
But I think I might have unmatched right away, and that is a little bit. It's a little harsh, the unmatch. I could have hit it, but I did want to send a message, and I'm like, that's my insecurities. Like, that's me.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you just how hard this is. Like, it's
hard.
The internet didn't make things easier; it just made it more. It made this tough thing again and again. It's just repeating way more than maybe you would have had to have done it without the internet.
Yeah, but I would say though the positives out of it, it's just like it taught me, like meeting that woman on Hinge, my ex-girlfriend. It showed me, that relationship showed me where in the past where I may have been afraid to get hurt or have not have the level of maturity that I have now. It taught me that, I can be a good boyfriend. I can be open and vulnerable and care about somebody outside of myself, other than a family member. I could care about this person and really try to open myself up and to be somebody's partner. So that's good. And it's like, now it's like, I know I can do this. I can do it. So it's still hard, but it's just about finding the person that matches.
I want everyone to go to Chris Lamberth's show. He is taping a special. It's June 27th. Caveat on the Lower East Side. You go to chrislamberth.com. The link to Chris's website is going to be in the description of this episode, both on YouTube and on the podcast apps. So go. He's also going to be in Boston. He's doing 2 shows in Boston on March 29th, Democracy Brewery, and then March 30th at the Comedy Studio. I've done the Comedy Studio. That is a fun room. You're going to love it. You're going to love Chris. Okay. The special. What is the subject of the bit you like the most from the special?
Well, the first one is, I think one is just getting older. And there's a new bit that I kind of have that I was working on about getting older and being excited about things that you're not normally excited about. Like mundane things like, oh God, I got these sweaters coming from Duluth Trading Company. I got these flannels coming in. Or like getting excited about candles at Marshall's. So and then like putting it with a dating encounter. So it's fun. That's fun. That's something new. Talking about my experience in show business, where there's like that I've had success. Like, I've been on Broadway, I've done TV and film, and those are really cool experiences. But like comparing it to the closer, which would be like my encounter with Spike Lee in 2008 at the Apple Store in Soho. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I mean, love a story. I also totally understand what you mean by being excited. Like, I woke up, so I'm like dealing with jet lag right now. This spring, focus on feeling better. It's time to kick back and relax with Via. Via combines high-quality, hemp-driven ingredients with powerful cannabinoids to create serious results. Whether you want laser focus or deep relaxation, Via has products ranging from 0 to high cannabinoid levels. So there's something for whatever effect you want. I am not an edible guy, but I will say, what I love about Via is they have a marketplace. They have the type of high you're looking for. If you're looking to, do some Via with a partner, they have a love version. If you want to go get relaxed and bury yourself on the couch, they have that version. If you want a little energy, if you want a little creativity spark, They have all that stuff, and they have a great website where you can choose what is best for you and what you're looking for. So Via ships legally nationwide in discreet packaging, so you can finally ditch those sketchy parking lot meetups. If you're 21 plus, check out the link to Via in our description and use the code JTrain to receive 15% off, free shipping on orders over $100, and if you're new to Via, a free gift of your choice. That's a great deal. After your purchase, they ask where you heard about them, support the show, and tell them we sent you. Enhance your everyday with Via. So here's what you do. There's a link to the Via in our description. Use the code JTrain, receive 15% off, free shipping on orders over $100. And if you're new to Via, free gift of your choice. So go. It's in the description of this episode. So I'm like dealing with jet lag right now. And I woke up early this morning and took a walk. And I'm like, I need to be doing this. Like, this needs to be like, I was like, you know, when you have like that moment where you like kind of like bathe in this like this weirdly comfortable thing. I'm like on a path walking. I'm looking at all the runners. Every runner looked like they live a better life than me. Like every person that I pass by, I'm like, I don't relate to anyone here. I felt like the outside, like I wore the wrong thing to the club. Like I'm like walking along, and I just like. I had that feeling of like, man, this is an old, like that wake up, you see like the fog of a morning, you breathe it in, and I'm like, man, this is old guy shit. Like liking a coffee with my morning. Like I just, and I'm just like, and then I'm like, Jared, this is what you like. You need to start doing this more. Like I'm like yelling at myself for not like, so I totally get that. Like it's weird. It's like we're all so similar. Like you get to a point, you think, I'm going to be young forever. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I do like all this shit that, you know, my parents liked my whole life or whatever, you know?
Yeah,
like,
and you can like it. It's just like for us single guys, the danger is you don't want to be too set in your ways where you can't let somebody in. So that's
I'm there right now. I'm
Oh,
there right now. Like, dude,
yeah.
it is. I had this like whole discussion with myself of like how much I'm using my phone and like how the phone is this like other woman that's like not letting a woman into my life. Like I'm like, because I go to a bar, I could sit at a bar alone on my phone, and I do think I get the same thing, the same feeling someone gets from a drag of a cigarette. Like
I
when
can see that,
you know what I mean? Because like when you ever hear someone talk about a cigarette, they're like, because I've never smoked cigarettes, but when they talk about it, it's like, yeah, I just want to have a cigarette at the beach with a beer. And like if you hear someone like talk like poetically about their cigarette, you know, drag moment, it's the same way I would talk about my phone, like that. Oh yeah, I just want to like have a drink at a bar, open it up. Look at some girl I went to high school with on Instagram. And I'm like, that's like, it's so sad, but I'm like, it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm like the idea of a date and talking with someone, I'm like, oh, and I gotta like listen and I gotta respond and I don't know if that's part of me is that doing shows, like we're so used to like turning it on and then like feel like you get done with an hour set. I'm sure you're like me where you're like, I need to go to Mush Town. Like I have to like let my brain soften. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you have to come down. Like I was at the Borgata last weekend. I just did one night there, and it was just like the new stuff was working. I'm in special mode. You know how that is. You know, like when you're working towards something and the jokes are like boom, boom, boom. Even the stage manager that, you know, likes you, but I always gauge, I've done this since I was a kid in theater. If the crew likes you, then you're on the right path because they see everything. They see you in rehearsal. They see you. And so this stage manager, I've known her for 10 years, and she's like, oh, you got some new stuff there, huh? You were this is all right. I was like, okay, I'm on the right track now.
Right.
I know I'm on the right track.
And the stage people at the Borgata are like, I know those people. They're all awesome. Like they are watching. They are.
Shout out to
like,
Renee.
Yeah, she's great. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, and they do appreciate when someone comes in with like an act that is like fully formed and that you're like working on it. Cause you know, that room specifically, like they get a lot of people that run through there that like, every, YouTuber, TikToker, like they've seen a lot of shit shows, like they've seen a lot of money grabs is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, especially the Borgata, like they're going to give you a high minimum if you can bring in people to the casino. Like, so they more than most see some acts that you'd be like, oi, so.
Yeah. I try to stay inspired by like my peers and stuff like that too. And then like I went to see Gary Owen for my birthday last month. Our birthday is on the same day,
February 21st.
February 21st. And I didn't know, sidebar, I didn't know. I always wondered, like, why do you say it's the worst day in the world? But now you explained it a couple weeks ago on the show.
Yes.
I was like, oh, it's not a you thing, it's a
No.
Jordana thing. So I was like, okay.
The weirdest coincidence of all time has now become a running joke that it's the worst day of the year.
Right.
And it's funny because her birthday, Jordana, my co-host on You Up, like her birthday is like what I would consider like the best day of the year. It's like early September, like the weather's still nice, football's just starting. Like it's like all the things that like hit my pleasures that would go with me at the bar with my phone open. Like that would like it would add to that cigarette moment. Yeah.
It's football season. And it's like, like seeing artists that I like. I mean, I went to see Gary Owen, bought a ticket to see him. He was playing in Inglewood down the street from me. And just like, he was great. He was working on new stuff, but like his first 2 minutes, just like, wow, like just like a fucking in a theater, just knocked the crowd out.
Right.
It was.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt. That's fun to see. Like, you're just like, oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was great to see stuff like that and just say, well, that's how you do it. And I laughed, but it was just like, as a comic, you're just sitting there like, that's how you do it.
Right. Yeah. And the feeling he's getting. You know that he knows. He's got the timing worked out. He knows where he's going with it. Like that's the hardest part about working on new material. And like you're in that special mode, which is like a fun mode to be in because like the date, you're taping June 27th again, caveat, New York City, Lower East Side, Chris Lamberth.com.
7 and 9:30.
7 and 9:30. We got 2 shows. So you got 2 chances to have your New York moment. So but I there's this like there's like there's different feelings to comedy and stand up. Like there's that feeling of like I'm heading towards this date and I know the lines and now I'm working with like timing. And then you get out of it and you're like, oh, it's like a breath of fresh air. You're like, I can talk about anything. I don't have to, there's no work to do. This is like, I can tell that story that I can see if like there's anything in it that works. Like, it's like a different, it's sometimes, I don't know. I definitely have this where I forget. Like you forget how much you enjoy it and have fun with it. And then you get to do all these different, versions of it. The preparation is just different and always fun. But okay, so I want to talk to you about movies. What do you like?
Sure.
What do you? I know you have an interest in film, and I want to know what have you? I want to see it or skip it. I want one see it, one skip it. Is there a movie you've seen recently? Is there something you've seen where you're like, you got to see it?
I would say, see, right now as we're recording, Black Bag is probably the best movie you could go to the theater to see. Steven Soderbergh,
Black
Michael
Bag.
Fassbender. Yeah, Black Bag.
You've seen it?
Yes, I saw it last week. It's a spy thriller. It's Steven Soderbergh's second movie of 2025. He did this film called Presence that came out with Lucy Liu. Earlier this year. I was on the road and saw it. I was just like, shit, that was just a good, when you're on the road and you see a movie, you're just like, I felt satiated by that. That was a good choice. My favorite thing to do, especially when I'm on the road, is to see a movie because it just kind of relaxes me. And then it's like, maybe I could talk about the movie on stage, but it just makes me feel grounded for some reason. That's my favorite thing to do. Other than like a live event, I like to go at least once a week. So I would say Black Bag is probably the best thing.
Is it Soderbergh's like known for like the back and forth? The script is like, is that what it is? Is it a spy thriller with like a great script? Is it like?
It's it's really, when you really break this film down, it's people in rooms talking.
That's what he
But he
does.
but he made it so compelling. There's like a, I don't even know if you call it a sequence at towards the end, but it's really just people in rooms talking, and he makes it compelling. It's a very grown up film with
Which isn't
really
getting
talented
made right
actors.
now. Which
Yeah, it's not getting made, and people, like I'm, as somebody who's an actor, as somebody who is a fan of film, it's just a good film. I don't care about how much, as fans, we're not caring about how much the movie makes. That's what
hmm
you're going to hear in the trades. You're going to
right.
see that in the trades. Well, it cost 50 million to make. It didn't make this much. But
hmm
nobody's going to the movies because of, post-COVID stuff. People are still in denial. Then a movie comes out 2 weeks later, it's on VOD. So it's like, what are you doing? You
Right.
got to change that model. But as far as entertainment's concerned, Black Bag is the best thing that you could see.
Okay, skip it. Is there something you've seen that you're like, maybe wait till VOD?
Uh, Damn. See, I don't want to shit on anything
I
really, but I
know.
just, because like I talk about stuff on my podcast, like the Mundane Festival.
hmm
This is what you've been on. But it's like, I don't really know. I could just say you could wait for VOD. I would say you could wait for Novocaine to come out on VOD.
And what's Novocaine?
Novocaine is I'll read you I'm on Letterbox. When the girl of his dreams is kidnapped, everyman Nate turns his inability to feel pain into an unexpected strength in his fight to get her back. So there's this like mild-mannered bank manager that he can't feel pain, and he's got a crush on one of his technically one of his subordinates, a bank teller, and they finally hit it off. They on a date and they hook up, and then the next day the bank gets robbed and she gets kidnapped, and he is this regular dude that's trying to go through the city of San Diego, I believe, and find who kidnapped her. And people are trying to beat him up. They can't really beat him up, and he's going through his stuff. So,
I saw the preview for this and I was
mhm.
so I was like grossed out by it. Like I was like, I don't want to watch this guy get his ass kicked for an hour and a half to 2 hours. I was like, like I was like, and
Yeah,
they keep and a lot of it's like shock and awe of like this power that he has. But like
yeah,
to me, I was like, that doesn't get me. It felt as though in the trailer they were like, there's this world or there's this population of people who really want to see someone get their ass kicked on camera.
yeah.
And I'm
Right.
like, I don't want that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, it's fun. I think if you were to watch it on VOD, it's streaming somewhere on Netflix or Hulu, it's like, oh, cool, that was fun.
Mm,
But if you're taking a date, Black Bag is a great date movie.
okay.
Um, yeah.
I watched a lot of movies recently because I was flying to Australia and all
hmm
that stuff. I watched Honora the first half next to a nun on a flight. And I'm sitting there, and if you've seen Honora, the first half, I don't know what the second half has, but the first half, they have sex like 1,000 times. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sitting
Yeah.
there next to this nun. She's in the full nun outfit, this woman. And I'm like, there's a moment where I'm like, should I be doing this? Like, is this
Yeah.
like, should this be happening on a plane? But like, I can't believe it was a plane movie. Like, it shouldn't be on a plane. Like, little kids are on it. I'm watching, but I was also in Australia, so maybe like it's different rules there because it wasn't on
Yeah.
the Delta flight back. It was on a Virgin Atlantic flight.
Hey man, you're going to the Outback, no rules, just right.
That's right.
Corny joke is corny as fuck. I'm not gonna be
I loved
corny
it.
on
I
the
loved it.
27th, but
Hold
I
on.
saw
So
the
then
opening. I had to take it.
I watched I also watched It Ends With Us. Now,
Yes. Yeah.
now I watched that movie and like the Blake Lively versus
The drama.
Justin.
Yeah, it's insane, man.
It's actually crazy, and I've talked a lot about it
Yeah.
on Pop Culture Thursday because it went from like headline war to actual court case to like back to a headline war where there's a court case going on. And I don't think anyone who's I think 99% of the people talking about it have never seen the movie. And
Probably. Yeah.
did you watch the movie?
My ex and I went to see that. It was the AMC has this thing called, because I'm an AMC Stubs member,
Mm-hmm.
and they had this thing called Girls Night Out. So it's like it comes out. I think it was on a Wednesday we saw it, and you just have like all the it was just me and my ex and all these women there to watch this movie because it's based on a novel. I think it's a
Right.
series of novels, and it was a big deal. People were taking pictures in front of the poster, and they had their drinks, and it was a good time.
Well,
It
it's interesting you say that because Blake Lively was accused of being like kind of like she was being casual about the nature of the topic.
it's not what you think it is because the trailer, I just thought it was a love story, but it was like this guy is abusive to her. You saw it, right?
I
So
saw it. Well,
he's
I saw it, and then I only got to watch the first half because I was on a flight, and then
oh
I had all these opinions, and my opinions were like dressed in the circumstances of the like I kept like thinking of like the news story of like how like who's right, who's wrong. I'm like looking
yeah,
into it like 7 times deeper than it should be looked into. And then my
yeah,
friend was like, dude, you have to watch the second half of this movie. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I went back and
yeah.
watched the
You
second
gotta
half, and I was like, oh, I should shut the fuck up. Like this movie's like a very serious.
Yeah, you would not think that. And like the women were really excited about it. But I guess in the end, I don't not to spoil the movie, but
Right.
there's a victory in it for that character. But like it was a lot heavier than I thought it would be because I didn't know anything about it.
It's very heavy. It's very like, yeah, it's, I don't know, Girls Night Out. I don't know if that's necessarily the movie I would go on a girl. I think that movie like
No.
kind of suffered from not knowing what it was. Like I
Yeah.
think like, and again, like there is this love story element of it that does happen,
Hmm.
but it's like, I don't know. Sometimes you see it and you're like, this should have stayed a book. Maybe that was kind of my like,
I think and I guess they had all these creative differences, and it just seemed like it was a lot. Like I just
right.
thought it was. Yeah, it's a lot of drama behind that movie, and then there's that what is it? A Simple Favor with her Blake and Anna Kendrick that I guess premiered at South by Southwest. I didn't think they liked each other enough, but I
So,
guess the money was
but
good, so they did it again.
you've been on movie sets. Have you ever been
Yeah.
on a movie set where like you're like there it's tense here? Like have you ever felt that?
No, I mean I haven't. I've been pretty lucky, and I think for the most part, most of the people, and like meeting super famous comics, for the most part, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
Right, right.
they're pretty nice, and I've only ran into maybe a handful of people that were just kind of mean. I remember one time I was on set for a movie. They weren't mean, but they were just saying, "Hey, we're having a meeting at this lunch table." I was like, "Okay, damn, I feel like I'm in high school again." But
Right.
but other than
Get
that, it's
out,
like,
nerd.
yeah, yeah, the crew is just like, "Hey, I thought I was one." But other than that, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun.
Right. Well, it's sometimes you meet, like a very famous person or a comedian, whatever, and then like you hear after the fact and you're like, "Oh, I guess I could see where this person was a dick or whatever." But like, I
Yeah,
don't know. I think the one thing people always like that I always have to remember is like everyone's here like with this is a job, like, and
yeah,
I got to
it's
go
a
home
job.
after this. Like I got shit going on in my head. Like when we go to like do work on sets, like we're thinking about what we're going to do on stage, but like if someone comes and says hello to you, you're like, I got like 30 other things going in my head that like I don't know where I'm being found that day. But you try to be, it's
You
I
just I know exactly what you're saying because it's like you just have to try to be like something I constantly work on as a comic is trying to be present and just
mhm.
like on stage, like be in the moment, like literally. And I think you just have to transfer that to your everyday life because it can be a slog But these are people, especially when you're on set, there's people that are busting their ass to make you look great and
Right.
to make you like perform at your highest level. And you can see sometimes, and the danger in that is your ego can get big when it's like it's raining outside. You got a production guy holding an umbrella over you. I remember that happened to me once. I was like, you don't have to do. I'm all right. He said, no, 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 I have to do it. I was like, all right. And I appreciate you. I really do.
Right.
That dude might be running the studio one day. You never know.
Right. It is funny because especially on those sets, like I've been on those sets and you go and it runs like a ship. Everyone
Hmm.
has this like one small job that they are small job is not the right way to put it, but like they have their one thing to do. And it's like
Yeah.
your thing to do is know your lines and act it out. But like the only way that gets on camera is if every single person does their thing. And
Yeah.
sometimes that thing is holding the umbrella, like, and that's necessary. And it's like,
Yeah.
and you have to accept it. And like everyone, like, and everyone's got their goals and dreams. So it's like you're right. They
Yes.
could end up being the head of the department, but it's not. It's not even like why you should be nice to them. But you're like, you just know that like everyone's doing this. Like everyone cares about the thing that they do. The umbrella, the person
Yeah.
holding the umbrella, like really cares about holding that umbrella. You know, like you have to
Right.
appreciate that.
Yeah. And you appreciate it. And I think you just really like deep. It's corny, but like it's just like you want to see them. Make sure that you know that
Right.
you see them and stuff like that. But it's overall like getting to do that. It's fun. So
Listen,
I
everyone go follow Chris Lamberth. Everyone go to his show. It is Caveat at the Caveat on the Lower East Side. It is June 27th. Also, Boston. We got Boston people. Another great date night. March 29th, Democracy Brewer. March 30th at the Comedy Studio. The Comedy Studio Fun Room. That is like,
Oh, nice.
oh, you've never been there before.
No, you have to
Awesome.
tell me where to eat too.
I'll get you
You
some food spots. I'll get you.
Yeah, you told me you helped me out in Boca, but I didn't really get to do anything. If I go down there again, I have to rent a car. I have to rent a car.
It's Boca can be tough.
Yeah.
Boston a little bit easier. Comedy Studio is
Yeah.
so much. That's like college area. There's like great
Sure.
places to eat.
All
Good
right, cool.
Chinese food. That's the one thing. So
Nice.
everyone go to Chris's show. The description of this episode has all the links. I'm Jared Freid. We'll be back next week. Boom.